Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to door number 21 of the Hallmark and Greatness Advent. I'm Anthony Burke, and with me again is Joe Higgins.
Bonjour.
Done that one before.
I know, but...
Craig Lowe.
Yeah, I'm here also. I can't be bothered looking up any more funny greetings.
I hope this changes for tomorrow.
So tired.
This is a
So tired. There you go.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah.
Day number 21. A very merry mix-up. Alice is set to meet her future in-laws for the first time, but things don't go according to plan. That's it.
Brilliant. Yeah. You know what?
The entire thing. Fuck it. Friday, I'm going home.
This is a two-part episode of a sitcom.
This is a lot of other films
episode
that I've already seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starring Alice Witt, the non-union Judy Greer.
Slash
Kimmy Schmidt, who is the most Canadian woman ever committed to film.
Oh, it's embarrassing, that accent. Good Lord, you can't even begin to hide it.
It's fine. She's Canadian. Wear it on you. Wear your heart on your sleeve. She runs an antique shop that her father left her that they both used to work in.
But it could be anything because it's coincidental.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Could be a hot dog stand for all this film cares.
And she basically gives you the plot of the film in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
she tells the story of the
job done.
Stupenhofen clock or whatever.
The MacGuffin clock.
Yeah. Which is the story of a woman who fell in love with a clockmaker but was betrothed to another. He made her a clock and then they ran away together or some shit. It was so shite. Her boyfriend, was he called... Oh, what was he called? Was he Roy?
Bastard is what he was called.
Oh, yeah, it was something like Roy or something like that.
Oh, he was called Will, wasn't he? William.
Hello.
William. I don't like this, Andy. Yeah, he was called Will, who is an absolute shit throughout the entire thing. Like, he does all this stuff like, oh, well, I'm only doing it for you. And she's like, I never asked you to do that, though.
Screams of domestic violence, this entire relationship.
It screams that he's going to go out and murder a prostitute after what happens in this film. He asks her to marry him in a very public setting, which I'm never...
Oh, yeah, it makes a massive big deal. Not just in a public setting, gets everyone's attention to look at them.
I'd be like, fuck off, mate. I'm trying to eat a souffle. It just annoys me that, like, anyone doing that ting 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 on glasses, I'll be like, I will insert that glass into you.
I mean,
forcibly.
The dead giveaway was when he had to get her in better light so that the camcorder could catch this whole thing.
Yeah, it was all for the gram.
Yeah,
before Instagram was a thing. I think this film.
I was going to say, I'm not even sure where this film's from.
This is from
2005,
2013.
Oh, good Lord!
So Instagram was a thing, but I don't think it was the horrible, horrible monster that it is today. She sort of goes, "Yeah, okay."
All right,
which is not the answer you want, is it? You want
the story behind this relationship, because good Lord,
how do these two mates in all these films? This happens in all where it's you questioning, going, how and why are these two together? Because
they met on a dating app and they had a 80% compatibility match. She does say all this in the car.
Someone's lying on their profile for this one because he has.
Yeah, him, because he's Patrick fucking Bateman. That's why. Go around his house, he's listening to Huey Lewis in the news, and then you're getting a dart gun to the back of the head. Yeah.
Is that the guy who did Back to the Future song?
It is, yes.
That is, yes. But he also features prominently in American Psycho. Yes.
Never seen it.
It's like Bend It Like Beckham, but with
it's like phone booth
killings.
No, we've got 3 films to work with now. If we can find some sort of cross
section in the Venn diagram.
What was the third one?
Adjustment Bureau, which is going to be hard to work into stuff, I fear.
No, I'm not going to get onto sci-fi very often on this show,
especially not Philip K. Dick level sci-fi. No,
good Lord, no.
And anyway, so he's like, "Oh, right, we'll get married. We can spend Christmas with my parents." And she's like, "Great." And then they go to the
That's not normal, is it?
What?
To get engaged and then meet the parents.
Yeah, not having met them is a red flag for me.
Okay, that's all right.
I think it's a bit different in this country where we're no more than like 3 hours away from anybody else in the country. Whereas in America, you have to take several flights, maybe if you move to New York from like bumfuck nowhere.
Said that's the case. 90s and before.
2013, Skype was a thing.
Yeah, Skype. Just FaceTiming, just randomly on a phone. You'd think they'd have met.
I mean, it is that meme though, isn't it? Of like, drive 4 hours in America, still in the same state. Yeah. Drive 4 hours. The language has changed 3 times, and no one knows what bread's called anymore. Yeah. But this is it. So she's like, oh, cool. Get to spend Christmas with your parents. Having seen their parents later on, she dodged a fucking bullet there. Like, they're on the way to the airport. He's like, oh, I have a business to do because he is in real estate selling
He's
selling
in somewhat
properties.
into,
he's high-end stuff.
He's closing deal to make partner.
Yeah, as is always the way. So he says, oh, you go ahead and I'll catch up. And I'll be like, I'll just wait, pal.
Yeah, it's all
right. I don't need to be there a day earlier than
I'm
you
not going
do.
on with Jack Jones to meet your parents. You asked me, come here, pal.
Because that's weird, isn't it? Like, if you'd met them previously and you knocked on the door, you went, oh, hello, Gene and Tony. How lovely. How are we doing? Yeah. But to be the first people, that's just two names that came into my head. Yeah, it'd be all right if you'd met them previously and got on. But to just knock on the door and go, hello, I'm the woman your husband's sticking it in and we're getting married now.
Hooray, nice to meet you.
I mean, there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong with this film, to be honest. Why is Terry Gilliam there? So she gets on this plane, she loses her luggage, she ends up in like the filling out a form thing with this man whose luggage has also gone missing. He tells her that he knocks his coffee into her. It fucks up her clothes, and for some reason, he puts his phone in a coffee. He picked it up and put it in, which made me think, oh well, she's dead in an alleyway somewhere.
I thought that.
Either that, or he's used to some really big bourbon biscuits when he's having his brew.
But yeah, and she goes, "Oh, I'm here to meet the Mitchums or something."
Yes, I'm here to meet
William
Mitchum.
Her in-laws, and he says, "Oh, you're getting married? Who to?" kind of thing, and she tells him,
William
Mitchum.
William
Mitchum. He goes, "Oh, that's my brother."
Yeah,
my brother. Never call him William. He's called Billy. Red flag. Instantly.
Okay, first part
thing,
of the merry mix-up.
The fact that he asks her what the name is and then goes, "Oh, I'm a Mitchum," I'd be like, "You're a murderer. Yeah. That's what you are."
I'm a Mitchum. You can come with me.
Yes, they're going to find me with all my lady parts cut out on the highway, aren't they? Yes, lovely stuff. And she goes, "Oh, great, I'll get a lift for you and stay with you then." And no, they drive along, they have this heart-to-heart thing. He fucking careens it into a tree.
Yeah, out of nowhere. It's just like, fuck me.
They're driving down literally like fucking Nebraska. It's just cornfields. And he manages to hit the one tree in 1,000-mile fucking radius. They end up in hospital. They have like a weird bit. They can't go to sleep because they might have concussions. They arrive at the house. The mum and dad love her. Sorry, but there's all these
pictures. They love him as well.
Yeah, well, it's their son, isn't it? You have to, like, legally. You've met my parents, but there's all these pictures because it's a family house. Yeah. There's all these pictures, and at no point does she go, "So that's you. Who's this other random man in the picture?"
Yeah. There's not just baby pictures and then nothing for 30 years.
No.
2013 cameras weren't invented yet.
Yes, they were. They were just huge and impractical and could only take pictures at 1 megapixel. Everyone was made of Lego.
There would have been prom pictures all over that house.
Yeah. And anyway, and then she's going, "Oh, no one calls him William. Everyone calls him Billy." And again, at this point, I'd be like, he's never referred to himself as, but he never would refer to himself as Billy because he's an arrogant bastard.
And also, the easy workaround from this, before you go, there would have been a conversation with William saying, "So what are your parents' names?"
Yeah.
So I'm not just showing up going, "Hello,
also, like,
William's mum and dad."
There was various.
This house is full of love and kindness, and William has none of that because he's cold like the clay.
There was various.
William beats her every night because she couldn't get his tea right.
It's her fault though.
There was mix-ups in that. William, the boyfriend, said like, "Oh, my mum's got some kind of allergy or something."
Macrobiotic.
Yeah, something like that, and she kept getting it. "Oh, sorry, it's not there." And, like,
that was a joke.
Just a very small mix-up. I think I said to you, Joe, because I watched it before you. It's such a predictable film. You can see everything coming from a mile away. And that kind of
totally.
Thing. Those kind of little things, you're like, obviously this is going to happen. This is the wrong family. It's very obvious.
But they stay up together the night and they get to know each other. Well, because they wrap duvets around themselves, drink hot chocolate, and put like a film on, don't they? Which is like surefire go to sleep material.
Getting 20 jigsaw puzzles to try and keep yourself fucking engaged. No, just go into a sofa warehouse and just throw yourself into the cushions.
Have a load of Valium and put some fucking Lionel Richie on. Yeah.
Well, the parents did sod all to help. They just went to bed.
He's a grown up.
Well, is he?
They make cookies, they do all this stuff, and he tells the story of his grandfather, who always goes on about, is it 940?
11, 8. That's a lot of numbers.
It's some numbers, and he says he always goes on about because that's the moment that he met his wife, his grandmother.
11:58.
No, that was that was theirs.
No, that's theirs.
That's theirs.
They were at a dance. No dance goes on that late back in the 50s.
That's when we get to the magic. Yeah, that's when magic becomes real.
That's when the clock haunts them.
Yeah, whole lot of spooky.
And he tells
ghosts.
this story. Next day, the granddad shows up. He's voiced by a cartoon dog. Hello, I'm granddad.
Hi, I'm Poochie.
It was very, and he keeps going on. They do all this dumb family shit, like they have to write compliments about each other, and then they have to guess.
That get along very nicely, and it's all mushy and lovey-dovey. And
I bet they all bath together as well. The fucking weirdos.
That's another thing I said to you while I was watching it. This is a very mushy, at least at this point, it's a very mushy film.
Matt is he called? Like the one she falls in love with. They're looking at pictures of his grandparents, and he goes, "That's my grandmother. Wasn't she a fox? That's the one where she's most attractive." And I was like, "Mate, it's your grandmother."
Very weird.
No, that's weird. That's Back to the Future shit. That, yeah.
Very different film now.
Yeah. Stuff happens, a number of days. Fucking Will shows up. No, sorry, fake Will. Actual Billy shows up.
Billy shows up.
He hugs him and he's like, "Who is this?" And everyone's like, "This is
She
Billy."
really murders him.
And she goes,
Screams down his ear.
"I have to leave." And the family are like, "No, stay with us. It's great."
It's at this point I look at the running time and think, surely there's only 15 minutes left to go. We're coming up to the conclusion. And then we've still got 45 minutes to go. I was like, what is this film?
You didn't see the bad family. Yeah, but that family fell in love with her very quickly as well. But
the daughter they always wanted.
Yeah, they wanted her to stay.
But Billy kept killing him. Well, my theory was it would have been better if Billy showed up and he was on day release. That would have been funnier. Right. Or he just showed up with balloons tied to his ears and stuff. Then evil Will shows up and he's like, "Oh no, who are these fucking poor?" He says like, "This house is disgusting. I wouldn't live here." I'm like, "All right, mate.
Calm down.
You're not endearing yourself to anyone." They go to see his parents, who are the two waspish, gin-soaked people I've ever met. Like, they both hate each other. They're only together for the money. Their mum is quite rude all the way through it. The dad is just disconnected. She tries to get him on board by doing fun family games, but they don't know how to interact because
none of it.
They're wasps.
The dad is very much into his business and making deals as well, which is where it looks like that William got it from, and they're both cut from the same cloth.
But when they do that compliments game, the dad says about her, "Oh, she's easy on the eye," and I was like, "Oh, mate, I'm leaving. This is uncomfortable now.
This is not how you think it's going to go."
That's not how you refer to your son's girlfriend. No,
not outside a $9.99 a month subscription fee.
Craig,
so I've been told.
Granddad Scooby-Doo has a word with Matt and he's like, you need to make a move. Sometimes fate moves against us and all this. Fate moves against us.
All this whole nonsense.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll whittle her a tiny clock." And
in the space of an hour.
I mean, that's not what I said. You could just phone her. Phones are a thing.
Not in 2013, Joe.
Steve, what? If you could Skype people, you could phone them. And she says to him, to Will, she's like, "Mate, your family are fucking a liability. You're a creep. Bye." Hang on. She goes for a walk.
Is this not where we get the?
This is where we're skipping over the subplot of bastard boyfriend trying to sell a antique shop out from under her for no
trying
reason.
To sell it out from under her. He tried to get her the best deal possible.
And then sort of tried to force her hand into a new shop, like literally holding the pen in her hand and going, "Sign."
$3.5 million.
$3.5 million, and you get to move to a bigger place slightly around the corner. But anyway,
that's again inconsequential. She just was like, "I never asked you to do that," and he was like, "I'm just doing it for you. It's all for you," and it's a bit creepy and a bit gaslighty.
For the story to be more realistic, it should have made it like $100,000. $3.5 million, you'd snap their hands off and go, "Yeah."
Yeah, but it's real estate in New York. I imagine it's expensive.
$3.5 million.
I don't know what that gets you in New York.
Anything. It's $3.5 million.
I don't know. I literally don't know the price of things in America. Like,
you want me to buy anything else?
But then, I'm not getting into this renting versus buying thing again, Anthony. Yeah.
You don't need to rent or buy. You don't need to earn any more money.
False equivalent. Just move to Guam. Operation
Christmas drop. Yeah.
Go move to the Florida Keys and live on the.
No, Florida is America's stinky butthole.
But it's so warm.
No. Anyway. Grandad appears outside while she's having a walk, gives her this tiny clock, and he goes, "How sausages, please?" Like that. She goes back in, looks at this clock, then a clock starts ticking really loud.
Yeah.
She says to Will, she's like,
just look at the sound effects today.
I know, I've thought. Will, she has a word with Will. She's like, "This isn't working for me. Bye." And he goes, "Oh, you'll be sorry." She leaves. She goes back there.
Literally tiptoes out of the house, staring at the mum and dad, going, "Fuck you."
Yeah. She walks out. Kiss, sort of. Then we cut to their antique shop there now. They're both helping each other out in this antique shop. Oh, because he's a carpenter. Because of course he fucking is.
I'm going, why is this film still
going? They open a box. It's got an antique ring in it. They laugh, and then it ends.
You got the 11:58 part where it's the time that they met, and all the alarm clocks went off at this time.
And the ghosts just turn the clocks all ringing. And it's just like, what is happening?
No,
by the end of this film,
if you set that many clocks to 11:58, there's not a chance that all of them go off at the same time.
Have you never seen Pinocchio? It happens all the time.
5 clocks here.
Have you never seen Back to the Future Part 1?
Yeah, they could all be radio controlled. You didn't think of that, did you, smart man?
That's the first time anyone's ever called me a smart man, but thank you.
I was in a sarcastic way, though.
Don't care, mate. I'll take it.
By the end of this film, I hated it less than I did at the start. I will give it that. It did grow on me because, bless her, Judy Greer tried.
Just a non-film.
Even at 87 minutes, it's about 30 minutes too long.
Yeah, it's such a non-film.
What are you giving that out of 10?
4.6.
There
2.7.
I'm sorry, what, Craig? What was that?
2.7 next.
Good lord. Do you know that's only 0.4 away from breaking legs for Craig? Unbelievable.
This Christmas thing has thrown out a hole.
I think the later we get on, we're less forgiving of these films. Had we got
wasting
like early doors. Yeah.
That's a 3.8 average.
Giant lump of coal! It's not good,
Justifiably so.
I will probably never watch this again unless it comes on and I can't be asked getting up to turn it over.
Never going in rotation.
And
did it need to be at Christmas? It didn't necessarily.
Nah, it could be Thanksgiving. It could be summer vacation.
Arbor Day.
Labor Day. Veterans Day.
President's Day. Not Columbus Day, because he's a murderer. Yeah. But it's just kind of a bit of a weird one, this.
Yeah.
It was just...
Get it in the bin.
It was very by the numbers, but not done as good as other ones we've seen.
As I said, it was just so predictable.
It just didn't.
Not that these films generally aren't, but this one really was. You could almost predict the next line coming out of the mouth. So.
It's just the point where you got to where it would usually be starting to wrap up, and you're still only halfway through the film, and it's like, quick, vamp! We've got to do something else now. It's like, no. There should be ending in 10 minutes, not introducing us to a whole new set of characters.
Yeah, it's done.
In conclusion, that was day number 21. A very merry mix-up. Have you anything to add to this film?
No, it was shite, mate. Wouldn't bother.
TikTok.
If you like ginger women, she was ginger. Well,
that's about as
there you go.
There's also a theory that after they crashed into the tree, it's my theory, that all this is a Jacob's Ladder situation, and it's her dying.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. Happy Christmas.
My arm's starting to ache now.